To mention a good cop, there's a Pasadena officer named Tyson Crutchfield, and here, and it's on video. There's an interaction, and I didn't send it to you guys, but there's an interaction with an officer and a family. Remember, they killed the father, and so this family's mourning. It was like a month later, and this officer comes, and he ends up choking one of the boys. And this female officer comes and is like, hey.
Taps him out.
Yeah, tries to be like, hey, in my opinion, this is de-escalation. This is what every person would hope could ever occur when an officer is acting irresponsibly.
Instead of joining in.
Correct. And George Floyd, for example, his life would still be there if a cop was so brave to say, hey, sir, can you not do that? Can we get off of him and you don't, not do this force? So here she does that. And she has since been retaliated against, put on an administrative leave. She's currently back at work, but when she gets on a call, no one shows up for her, and she's in fear that the worst thing can happen.
That's like gang life.
Crazy.
Well, there's two deputy gangs that are alleged in Pasadena police. One's called the Veteranos, and one's called the Good Old Boys. And that the reason I mention her and the drinking is to bring it full circle. The Pasadena PD has officers on duty drinking in uniform. There was another deputy who said they were drinking at my house. No investigation.
No investigation
into those officers.
How about the one that just got caught out there having sex in the back with his assailant? And got his there was this cop who arrests this chick. They both decide they're gonna fuck, I guess, and he got stuck in the back of the car because he closed the back of the car. And he had to call backup to let him out of the car. And everybody instantly knew what the fuck was happening. You know what I mean?
Damn.
And if I'm not mistaken, another video came out showing it happened like at a different angle, a different day. It's not possible, just for sake of any sexual relationships with any officer on duty, in prisons, out of prisons. There's no consensual relationship that can ever be done with an officer on duty and someone that's the public. It's impossible because of their power.
Because of their power.
And we should respect, if we want to respect cops, we should respect certain things like this. When a cop's doing things like this, it's like impossible they get fired. It's impossible they get held accountable. When they are, it's the exception to the rule. And that's the nightmare of this part of it,
Yeah, man.
Man. It's crazy what they let them get away with, knowing, because, the police have their own police force to police them, and they know about the guys that are wearing those badges. They know about the reports against them, and it's a lot of the times they look the other way. It's like our government with cartels, right? We'll let you exist, but when you start killing too many people, we have to intervene. Right. Which is what happened with Chapo and a few other guys, where it's like, okay, well, these guys are really big, but they're causing too much bloodshed. That's bad for business. Blood is bad for business, right? So let's just remove him from the scenario and put someone else who is more accommodating. And it's almost the same shit. They know who's out there with their badges and what they're doing. They hear the reports, and if it's not that bad where they could just kind of sweep it under the rug, they don't do shit about it. But if it's like too fucking crazy and visible, that's when they might do
maybe. And the Derek Chauvin, who was responsible for George Floyd, he had like 17, 18 plus, maybe even over 20 type complaints, internal investigations.
Oh, man.
I believe, and there's a slide that I did send, and it's I'm always mindful of things that we say after like being critical of police, because I don't believe more police training is ever needed. That just gets them more money. And there was two images I shared of police training, and it's officers inside who shared me from the PowerPoint that they were looking at. One of the slides mentions that something like the more complaints you have, the better you are. I mean, it actually says that. I don't know if let's see here.
Wow.
So this is street cop training, proactive cops and citizens. More complaints, that means you're doing your job. 90% of officers with 10 plus complaints have more medals and gun arrests. American African complaints hold less weight as they are known to be criminals. And if you show the other slide, that's just in this particular PowerPoint, this is also what they're teaching people in their training. Our tax dollars go to this training to say that this lie, that 95% of violent criminals carrying a loaded firearm are black and Hispanic. This is absolute ridiculous, fake nonsense that our tax dollars go to for police training.
It's almost like a wash that happens for every officer, like training to become a police officer, that they gotta like, intake this information.
I couldn't believe what I was, and officers are sharing with me saying, can you share this because we're concerned. Like, I don't feel good about seeing this, and I snagged 2 photos of the PowerPoint.
Makes you feel nauseous. Yeah, just looking at that, like you said. Yeah.
So
it tells you, what it tells you is that the system is set up against us, right? And some of those people that they're using, as police officers come from our very own community, and they're seeing this shit.
Thank you.
And have to like swallow that and do this job and assume that everybody's a piece of shit off top.
Yeah.
And that is a problem. Like I said, there are great guys out there, great men and women wearing the badge and all that and doing their job, but like the other shit that's happening where they're not the majority, they're the minority in the scenario, right?
Yeah.
Would you say that they're the minority, the good cops within their shit, or is it the fucked up ones?
Beyond,
or is it half
I think
and half?
No, not half and half. Because I don't want to say a good cop is someone who watches their coworker do something illegal, unethical, immoral, not say anything. So I'm gonna.
That's not a good cop. No.
So okay. So if we're gonna say that, then we wouldn't have any bad cops. If there were good cops, if it was half and half, it wouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
Right. So it's actually the good cops that are willing to speak up, take the retaliation. This is like, man, really small amount. It's a really brave and courageous amount because you're kind of going up against something you're in, and ultimately, the outcome isn't good for those people. Now, are there cops who just go do their thing, right? Don't have to harass, hassle? I believe those exist too.
Yeah, they don't engage in the fuckery.
Don't think there's every officer going out to abuse, assault, and all these things. But we can't deny that when they have that capability and they do it, 3 times a day, they're killing people 3 times a day. If you want to make an excuse why they kill people 3 times a day, make an excuse why they kill 30 dogs every day. Okay?
Man.
We give them these guns, these rights, this lack of accountability, and then no transparency. Zero, none. Yeah. All the body cam footage, it's for them.
Yeah.
Right? Your loved one got killed by police. Good luck getting the footage. It's impossible.
Get good luck getting the whole footage, right? You could probably get some edited shit.
Right. If you're kind of lucky, you'll get their edited footage.
Right.
You won't get the stuff that makes them look really bad. And it's really scary. And we don't just tell people to film police. We take the calls from these families.
People should roll with body cams themselves. Once they get pulled over, put that bitch on. Same thing. This is for my safety.